day, millions of teachers and parents all over the country butt heads over how to work with children. Why the animosity? How can we as teachers better perfect our communication with parents in order to create a better learning environment for our students? We interviewed 6 parents of diverse families and learning communities on their opinion of what creates an effective teacher. Here's what they had to say.
Almost 9-year-old next week and a 6-year-old.
My daughter Vienna is 15 years old and Jamal Leckman is 16 years old.
My son is 17 and my daughter is 22.
She's probably really awesome, huh?
She's amazing.
I have a 10-year-old son.
13, 9, 5,
and there's one more
and
9.
4.
So many things. It can make me cry, actually.
The teachers who have figured out who my child is and what makes my child special.
Teachers that have really made a big difference is in my son's life in the Magna School, where his graduating class of 95, and the teachers played a major role, and everyone in the school was more like a family. And my son's music teacher, since he's going to college for music education, was his mentor for music and also guiding him to become a teacher. A lot of the Magna School, being on a smaller level, was very influential in a good way.
They were always there for them, provided opportunities for them to do what they wanted to do if they had the skills and the interest in doing that.
The public school systems tend to teach towards a certain type of child, towards a certain test, the CMT, and not all kids learn the same way, but are still equally special. And it's the teacher who can figure out what makes each child tick that helps them become better teachers and the students become better learners.
We nurtured the kids, and that's through all levels, whether elementary, middle school, or high school, which sometimes we lose sight that they are kids, and we think that they reach a certain plateau and that's the end, but kids are kids.
They knew him. They knew his personality, they knew what his strengths, weaknesses were. They worked with him, they get the patience. I knew the teachers, I knew the guidance counselors. There was just, they all intermingled. There's a lot to be said for a smaller, more personal education.
What I like about the teachers, most of them, they would, they say they're falling back in their work that they know they're capable of doing. They would call home, or send notes, and like a joint mission, I would do the same. I would return phone calls or send notes, and just follow up on what the call would have been to see what the progress is of each child. And I find it to be very worthy. It's worthy.
They taught me to read, how to get along with others. Look at me.
I'm sorry.
No, I just have the utmost respect for all of the teachers that have taught my kids. We send them away for 6 to 7 hours a day to spend that day with someone else, and so much. Yeah, I have the utmost respect for every teacher that they've had.
One-on-one, and get to the weakness in whatever subject they're having problems with. Get to those areas.
I think the most important thing that they can do is teach them how to be, I think, a good citizen. I think that comes first, even before the academics, because I think they have to be able to get along with others and teach them to follow routines and to kind of those basic things before they can even tap into them being able to learn. Like, can have that emotional connection with them, and then if they have that, then I think they're able to learn the academics that they need to learn.
There's a terrible need for programs for experienced teachers to validate what they are doing in the classroom and seeing that they have the necessaries.
some teachers, I would like to see them be more involved in my children's homework. You know, some teachers may differ in the way they teach or the way they care, I have to say. But what I would like to see is a self-respect or self-indulged in the student work, to see that what they're putting out there for them to learn, that they fully understand what it is about, and that when they approach or attempt the assignment, you know, they start the task with knowledge of what they're about to do.
I'd like to see the public schools, the teachers care more about their students. If, you know, obviously when it's a bigger school, it's more difficult, but if they can show some compassion and concern and try to work with the kids, no matter, you know, my kids happen to be good students, so they went through the system kind of seamlessly in a sense, whereas the kids that need help, need, you know, guidance and everything, if they need to be there for the kids and work with the parents, and it's a village, you know, it takes a village to raise a child.
We're trained to handle each student in different ways, and then they should have like some kind of incentive for them when they really see they go out and try and succeed. And the ones that are not as successful, they should have, you know, certain incentive for them.
That they love them.
A pleasure to have in class.
Kids' teachers have told me that my daughter or my son has been a great help to her today, helping out with the other students, things of that nature.
I don't know if anyone said anything really terrible since preschool about my kids, so I'm proud of them for that.
What did they say in preschool?
Well, my son, you know, bit someone, so.
A teacher once told me that my child would be more organized if I could stop working and stop putting him in the after-school program.
At the end of the year, she said, "Have you noticed that your daughter hasn't made that many friends this year?" And that did hurt.
Well, I think for one thing, they need to really reach out to the parents and let them know that these things are going on, because half the time they don't know. But I know, like, we get these mass emails, and I think those are great, you know, for a matter, because handouts do not work. Parents never see them. And so the emails definitely help, and reminders, and everyone's so busy. It's a struggle, especially if you have a couple kids, and then you know, the schools really need to encourage how important it is for the parents to be involved. It's crucial.
Simple check-in emails. I think I manage a group of people at work, and it's all about performance management, whether you're 10 or whether you're 40. I think you need to check in with people and let them know how they're doing.
They do a really good job at getting parents involved. I mean, every month they have different activities to get families and parents in there together. Working part-time, I have the opportunity to go in and help out in the classrooms, and whenever I'm in there, I see other parents helping out too. So I have to say that there's really open door policies in all of the schools that they go to.
I would really love it if they could be more involved and just to know what is going on in the children's heart. They should do it like a joint effort.
Compassion and a sense of humor and an understanding that not every child is built alike.
Compassion, because some of the teachers, you know, I mean, they may know their ABCs or whatever, but if they don't let the kids, if they don't have some kind of click with the kids, then the kids are going to be bored or not care. So they don't have to be buddies with them, but they have to show that they're interested.
Inspiring imagination and creativity. Because of the standardized testing, I think we've completely lost the ability to inspire in children the things that will make them go on and find things like the cure for cancer. They are not imaginative, they are not creative, and there's no time for that anymore in the curriculum.
My child inside and out.
Common sense, sense of humor, and expecting standards.
First of all, you have to love to be a teacher. You have to love to teach. A teacher, you have to have courage, faith, and confidence.
I know for me, the teachers that I know, I just feel like it's easier to be involved in knowing what's going on with my kids.
There's a myth that the teachers are very frightened of the parents, and I think that's a very, very sad state of affairs. We have always worked very, very, very closely with the teachers, and I think that instead of wilting away in fear and doing what they think the parents are expecting them to do, that there should be candid, upfront, honest discussion about the right thing for the child.
I think they have to, just going into knowing the child, I think just knowing some background of the family and really knowing where this child is coming from, what excites that child, knowing what their strengths are, and knowing what their weaknesses are, and hopefully helping them become strengths.
The backgrounds of the kids, the family situation, and using that as knowledge in what sort of programming you can do for the kids and how you can help them.
Like any advice for future teachers?
Like yourself?
Oh, I mean, maybe.
Well, from a parent's perspective, just have to say, be loving, courteous, and I like teachers who are disciplinarians. I think teachers have to be like a second parent, and you have to be stern.
I wish you the best of luck in your future.
As we saw, parents overwhelmingly believe in the importance of daily teacher-parent communication. They believe in knowing their child beyond their standardized test scores and academic abilities. Follow this advice, and you can help your first year of teaching go by much more smoothly. From all of us here at My House, we wish you the best of luck. Thank you. This has been Sarah Maltese. Back to you, Renee. Barbara Walters did not have to deal with this.
Barbara Walters is a terrible human being.
All right.